Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin received, and the translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? Please post for me and tell me. I'll be following also in the comment section. I really need advice as well as help because I joined like a group of slay queens. So we do use rituals, and some of these rituals that we do, they are quite dark, too dark for me. It's like I am going on a rabbit hole that is never ending, and I don't know when are they going to say that the rituals are enough. It has been 3 years since I have been in this sisterhood, but I feel exhausted. Like, have you ever felt exhausted even from your spirit down to your flesh? That is what I feel. I just go out maybe with a blesser, but my mind won't be there anymore. My mind will be on the next rituals that we have to constantly be performing. I really do not like Nigerians at all. Please do not get me wrong. I am not trying to be xenophobic, but it is because of the wrong Nigerian that I met that has given me this viewpoint that I am now having towards other Nigerians. I am a loving person, but spiritually they have put me in such a dark place. I was just an innocent woman when this all started. Oh, how I should have never went to that Nigerian church, but I thought that most prophetic prophets who have powers, since they were coming out of Nigeria, maybe if I try to get so close to those people, I'll end up being better in life. I came to Johannesburg from Eastern Cape, and I really thought that I was going to make it, but the problem was that life was just really difficult. At the flat where I was staying, to even manage to pay rent, it was really difficult. And at the same time, I was being told a lot of stories from back home about what my ancestors wanted me to do, how I was supposed to thank them, and I did not even have the money to go for all of those ceremonies. I'll speak with my grandma at that time, telling her that I was unable to come back home in time to make sure that I fulfill everything that my ancestors needed, because the money that was needed for me to go through with that process, it was going to be a lot. I needed to work at least maybe for 2 good years, and I even pleaded with my ancestors to at least relax and try to help me so that I can raise that money. That was when my friend one day, whilst we were sitting, we were in bed hungry, no food, nothing. I said, you know what, I'm just going to turn into prostitution. How else am I going to survive? I have just been laid off because one of my boss, he was the branch manager, he wanted to sleep with me. I was working in a clothing store and I refused, and he then said, you are not supposed to refuse a man like me. When I say that I want you, it is going to help you. You know, like right now in the clothing industry, things are not going so well, business is down. So if it ever happens that there are some workers that need to be laid off, if you are with me, then I am going to be your protector, your protection. Don't you need protection? And I said, I'm going to think about it. Whilst I was sleeping on this, that was when I said, this is not okay. I can't do this. I am a Christian. And then when I told him that I was a Christian, he said, you are a foolish girl. You are going to see what is going to happen. Very soon, you are going to get laid off. So we were working for this Jewish man, a man that is heartless. He just called us one day and he said, you and you and you and you are fired. Go and speak with the manager and you are going to get sorted out. And you know what he meant? We were going to get sorted out. We were only going to be given 800 rand, not in cash. They said that they were going to deposit that money for us, and I was waiting and waiting for that money to be deposited, and I was now hungry in bed when I was now thinking about prostitution. My friend then said, you know, there is that other Nigerian church, let us go there. Maybe God, we are going to find God in that church. So when it was Sunday, we went there. I was even hungry, feeling a little bit dizzy, but I said, today, if it is the day that I'm going to meet the Lord, then let it be the day. I went there and we worshipped the Lord. When the church was going out, that was when I greeted this other man who was with his wife with a thick Nigerian accent. He was really handsome, but I pushed it to the side. He then said, "My sister, there is something that God is revealing to me. Wait, can you give me your number?" And then I gave him my number, and he then sent me an e-wallet. I thanked God and I said, indeed, I really love this God. And I went and I withdrew that e-wallet and I bought some food, and we kept on talking, me and him and his wife. One day, then the wife said to me, "Tandy, not a real name, you are so beautiful. You are wasting your potential. You could be living a very good life if you are willing to make a sacrifice." So I did not understand, and there were talks about me working for the church. They called me to their home, and at that time they told me the husband had gone on a vacation. She kept on mentioning sisterhood, sisterhood. This is time for us as sisterhoods to enjoy since our husbands are not at home. A surprising thing happened. All along she was speaking with this man, and a Ben 10 came. She went upstairs as she was giggling like a teenage girl, and they were making love so noisily. And then that guy went out and he was holding some money. She said, "I'm a blesser. Don't be surprised." So I could not understand. I kept on asking her, and she said, "No, darling, as for you, you do not have the same amount of money as I have to date these young boys. Do you want a blesser of yours?" At that time, because of the situation that I was facing, I said, "Let me be open-minded." And she said, "Blessers are quite easy. What we do is on another level. If you are ready to unlock real wealth, you have to open your mind to other spiritual side." And she started teaching me about Nigerian gods. And then she told me that in the group, there are a group of 5 women, and they called themselves name hidden. And if I was going to join their sisterhood, my life was going to change forever. And the first meeting, I was invited at this other beautiful apartment in Sandton. And at that time, I saw very beautiful women from outside the country. They treated me like a sister. We drank expensive champagne, and they promised me everything that I could ever ask for. They taught me how to worship an ancient spirits and how to draw wealth and power from men. Men will give you everything that you want willingly. I said, "What is the sacrifice?" They refused to tell me. So the first night that I was with a man, he was a poor man. They said that you have to be with this poor man that they just picked up from the street, dragged him, and I slept with him, more like raping him. The ritual involved me cutting his hair, and after that we went and we dropped him in the street and we sprinkled some powder on him, and then we returned back to that same apartment where the hair was burnt, and I was told that I had finally done the first ritual. Within days, that was when I met my real blesser. He was someone who was living in a very beautiful penthouse. He drove a beautiful Mercedes Benz. He gave me money. I was now part of the sisterhood. My daughter back home in Eastern Cape fell ill and passed away, and I was told that I was supposed to ignore. It was the most painful thing that I did. After sending my mom some money that I told her to use for the funeral, and I told her that I was coming, she kept on calling me, and I lied to her that the car had a breakdown along the way. And after a couple of days, that was when I told her that I was returning back to Johannesburg. And she said, "Are you even serious, my daughter? Your daughter is lying in the grave, waiting for her mother to come and see the place where she was buried. Now you are going back to Johannesburg. What kind of nonsense is this?" And I dropped the call, blocked her on WhatsApp. I thought that it was the final ritual, but no, these rituals are never ending. I am tired. I have eaten some flesh that I don't even know if it is human meat or what, but yet they keep on demanding more and more from me. I am tired of all of this juju and voodoo. They even say that one day we need to go to Nigeria, where more rituals are supposed to take place. I have slept, I don't know, with how many sangomas. I really do not know. I am tired. As for my spirit is exhausted. I feel like I cannot continue like this, but they say one more ritual is all that is needed. In these 3 years that I have been doing this, I have had so many miscarriages, and then they demand whatever that comes out of it. Usually I keep this pregnancy up to 3 to 4 months, then they force me to have an abortion at their illegal abortion clinics, and then they take my babies. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. I need redemption, and it has to come to me as quickly as possible. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admin. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section. She is looking for a good church where she said, I want to go there and speak with the pastors if it is possible, so that I can get my deliverance. When your spirit gets exhausted, that was what she was saying.